everybody, and welcome back to another vlog. So today I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update. My vlog is a little bit late as I feel like the last few months it's been a little bit late, but that's okay. I have an actual reason this time and it's because I broke my leg over a week ago actually. It was, yeah, just over a week ago. So Sunday last week we were going bouldering and it was so great, and it does make me a little sad to think about it now because there was such a noticeable improvement in my bouldering and I just like had this confidence about me. And then I tried one that was, I mean, I'm not going to say it was any more difficult than the other ones that I had tried, but it was just it had a dynamic move in it, so I was kind of like jumping like up and also to the side outwards a bit, and I just couldn't hold on to the hold. I slipped and fell on my leg, and that's the story. So then for the first, I want to say like 4 days, I think 3 or 4 days, I didn't know if I was getting a surgery or not. They wanted to do some more tests on it, and at first they were saying that the bone was pretty stable. They just weren't too sure about the ligaments, especially there's the syndesmosa around the ankle, and they wanted to make sure that that was stable. But then in the end they decided that no, they thought it would be best if I did have an operation. And so they put some screws in my leg, which is weird to think about. And then also during the operation, then they were able to like 100% check the ligaments to see that they were okay. So in the end, they were okay. So I didn't need any extra equipment or any extra screws on my ankle, which I'm very grateful for, because they said if the ligaments weren't stable, then I wouldn't be able to put any weight whatsoever on my leg for the full 6 weeks. So the fact that they're not damaged is really good, because then from the start I'm able to do Teilbelastung, as we say. Basically you're just able to put partial weight on it, which does make just life in general for the next 6 weeks a little bit easier. I haven't actively put any weight on it yet, just because I'm still recovering from the operation. There's still a wound with stitches, which is still pretty tender, so I haven't put any extra weight on it, but it definitely feels stable now. It's been really interesting to go through this experience with the background of physiotherapy, because if you don't know, I'm studying physiotherapy here in Germany and I'm halfway through my program. So I've done all of the anatomy, I've learned about surgeries and orthopedics, and it's just really interesting to go through that on like the other side instead of being the therapist, being the patient. And I'm kind of hoping that at the end of the 6 weeks, when I'm, you know, able to take my cast off and work on putting full weight on my foot again, I do hope that I can take some physiotherapy, just because I think it would be a really good learning experience for me, and yeah, I'm just really curious about it. So for me in the last few days, of course, right after the operation, the worst thing was just the pain, because it was an operation. Of course, it's gonna hurt to heal a little bit for the next few days. Now that it's feeling a lot better, the worst thing is just moving stuff around in my flat. So I've had to get really creative how I transfer things from point A to point B. One thing I would always do on the weekends, or like when I was just home, is I would get up, make myself a cup of coffee, bring it back into bed, and just like snuggle in bed for a little while drinking my coffee. And that is something that is so difficult to do now, because I have both of my arms totally functioning, but because I have to use crutches, I can't actually carry anything in my hands. So what we found out works pretty good is wearing like a little tote bag around my neck, and then I can put all my stuff in and walk around fine. But you can't really take like a cup of tea or a mug of coffee just in a tote bag. One day I ended up picking the like flattest, widest mug that I had, and I ended up putting it in a laundry basket and then pushing the laundry basket along to my bed with my crutches as I walked beside it. And it worked, but it took like 10 times the effort and I was just exhausted afterwards. So thankfully I was able to find my thermos cup, insulated cup. I have this one from years before and it has come in very handy now because I can actually put it in a bag and just carry it with me, which is really nice. And that's about it. This week I have been actively relaxing. I have been watching a few seasons of my show and I've been knitting a lot. I've also been playing some games on my computer, just like things that I can do that keep me entertained, that hopefully stop me from getting too bored. And I've just been like in active recovery for the last week. I'm incredibly grateful that things are not worse than they are, and I'm so happy that this doesn't get too much in the way of our summer plans. So obviously I'm not going to be going hiking or swimming or anything, but I can still go on our summer trip as we planned. It just takes a little bit more planning, maybe a little bit of change, but I'm thrilled that I can still go. I'll talk about that more in my next vlog. And yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a bit of an update, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!